welcome back here to the World Ninja League World Championships right here in the heart of North Carolina, in Greensboro, North Carolina, right here at the historic Greensboro Coliseum, as we'll get ready for our first demo run of this teens female Stage 3 division. And if you are just joining us, thank you so much here in the broadcast booth. My name is Lucas Harrison, joined here by Justino Ricchini, and looks like we will have our demo run up and going. And if you were just here watching our elite males, you know how tough this course is.
Very tough course. As we'll get to see our
of the same vertebrae. It looks like it's going to be kind of the same structure as our elite males, having those two kind of, best way I can describe them, as those kind of gym bars you use at doing like flies and stuff. You have to latch those on. Then we have our staples. Now this is a tad bit different. The first one is more of a lache. Then you have the second actual staple. To grab onto that, and then you sit on this first rest. You have around 20 seconds to rest. Then the chain links. This, I don't think there's really much of an adjustment from our elite males. And then this first trapeze bar. This you use to transition into the mic drops. Now these ones you have to pull out. You'll see this right there, and then they'll start swinging. And then you will pull this out and then swing to the next. We'll have a bit of a substitution here, just so you can get through all of these obstacles the same. Then we'll have our swivel limit. Now, same swivel motion, but there's a whole lot more surface area to work with for these teen females compared to our elite males. You can see that it's much more of a kind of rock climbing grip. Still have to doing the same swivel motion. Locking it in. And transitioning to this final one. And down into that ring safely. Now here for this Iron Summit, you don't have to use the pegs like in the elite male division. You just have to go through it one by one. You can grab onto that black part. And then get to that bar. We'll have another substitution. Then these cliffhangers. Immediately, very traditional. You can see still a lot more surface area to work with. Gets down, and then you have to make this full transition to your rest. Our next one is you have to fully transition now from here to this water wheel. Now using this water wheel, you have to work through it one by one to open up that garage door. See, using that pulley system that opens it up. And after it's fully open, you make this final transition, and then you have to do this ladder hop. Now, looks like the door won't close, unlike the elite female, so you have as much time as you want. But you still, or maybe I'm mistaken on that, maybe it will close eventually. Or maybe it just got stuck. I think it just got stuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got stuck. There we go. Just got stuck.
I think it will close during it, not having all the time in the world. We'll have our rig team to go through this. Former athlete. You can just make everything look very easy.
Yeah, a lot of these rig team members, very good ninja athletes themselves.
Yeah, they'll just climb onto the rig. Actually, it looks like it won't close. So he has much time to do it. And you slap that buzzer. And we'll just pull it down to reset it. So you get the gist of our obstacles, what our corners have to go for. Actually, look at our World Championship leaderboard, see who's in contention. We'll have Megan Moore, Riley Bishop, Molly McGovern, Lily Wissig, Sarah Dupree, Ellie Ireland, Isla Bertrand, Riley Irwin, and Mia Goeting. Sorry, my mistake. Riley Irwin will be the final 8.
So we have eight of our, and it will be our last final 8.
Yes,
that'll be
our
in
final,
contention.
yes, final 8 are in contention. Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties.
I was trying to like signal to Lucas to scroll down.
Okay,
the computer.
okay.
Well, I know. I think I wasn't clear enough. I had to like.
Okay, fine. We'll have Alexa Saracino. So remember, we'll have 8 people running in this stage 3 that are in contention to be world champion.
A bit of a rig switch right here, though, before we get started.
Remember, the top 70% qualify for stage 3, so they still get the opportunity to perform and have a chance to become strongest ninja. The World Championship and strongest ninja still in contention in this division. So it looks like we'll make some final adjustments to this rig. I will say I am in awe that the rig team are all just like former ninjas, and they just start scaling the rig and they start fixing stuff like that. Looks like everything is in order.
It looks like everything's ready to go here. We're ready to go?
Alrighty. Alexa Saracino, as I mentioned, from Middlefield, Connecticut, will be leading off, which, I've said this a couple times, I feel like is the hardest position to be in to start a stage. The only thing you have to go off of is the demo run. Don't have any sort of extra tactics, maybe, that you could have seen from other runners later on in the stage. As Alexa will now just work up slowly up this vertebrae. But the only obstacle that's remained pretty much unchanged in between our divisions. So this one is fairly grueling for these athletes. We'll probably see a lot more failures on this one than we did, and Alexa just unable to really fully get a grasp.
The unfortunate break right there as we move our way through these athletes here, trying to continue to make a name for themselves on this stage.
Now Charlotte Goldsack from Pearl River, New York.
24 athletes in total in wave number 1. Then we have one more wave afterwards. We'll probably see similar numbers in wave 2 as well. So
yes, and remember, everyone in remember the back 8 in wave 2 are all in contention to be world champion. Now Charlotte will get a go at this vertebrae. This obstacle very tough.
It's very tough to maneuver at the beginning here.
So some of our athletes really struggling to lock it on.
Yeah, that's been the difficult part here.
Going for it, still working through it. 35 seconds have elapsed. Remember, you have as much time as you need. Just slips off, and that will end the run.
Great run right there as we're able to move along.
Next will be Zoe Gelsinger from Hanover, Pennsylvania. Our Pennsylvania expert. Where is Hanover?
On the east side. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it's not Hanover A lot of these athletes not from the western side of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
We saw the Steel City Ninjas there from Cranberry Township as well as Bethel Park. So that area.
There you go.
There's one athlete from Monroeville, which is 5 minutes from my house.
There you go. He's showing off that expertise in Western Pennsylvania.
I got expertise.
He's
I know.
got it.
I know a lot of these places are. I know where a lot of them are on the map.
Okay. So from Hanover, Pennsylvania, to the Ninja Logic team. He's part of the track and field and cross country team, as well as on the student council. So she's clearly doing a ton of work in and out of school. Zoe will slowly work her way up this vertebrae. Very tough obstacle that's been tripping up a good majority of our competitors.
Yeah, the first two struggled with this at the beginning. Getting up this vertebrae, trying to move your way up the blocks.
One more as Zoe looks to be our first one to surpass this, and does.
Great job from Zoe right there.
Tremendous work now. Zoe can get going. We'll get one swing now, immediately onto the staple and gets it.
Zoe doing a great job right here.
Yeah, farthest we've seen any of our competitors get this far. We'll now focus on this chain link. Immediately on it. Using all that time to rest. Having to muscle her way forward.
Yeah, trying to move her way through the chain link right now.
Making great pace.
Doing great right here. She moves her way across.
A lot of movement. And there we go now. And, just
not able to get through right there. Furthest run so far, great job.
I think I just saw her just say, "What just happened?" And now, so I think there she got scared because I think she wasn't expecting it to unlock. Looks like she's A-okay.
Yeah, she looks great as she is off the course. Okay after the fall right there.
Yeah, I think she looked a bit confused.
Great run right there.
Now Alama Moore from Lapid, Israel. We saw the Israelis in the
Oh, she's not able to get.
I think just immediately slipped off. Maybe it was a false start, or we'll see. Or actually, I'll just end the run. She just immediately slips off. Rough. You could never really get going.
Fortunate break right there as we'll move along.
Now Gabriella Green from Newmarket, Maryland. And is off. Starting much higher. Now we'll start her ascend up this vertebrae. Doing a great job thus far, working bit by bit. 25 seconds, now make it 30 seconds. One slipped off, so she's gonna have to go for it now, and just barely. You can see on your screen that one of those handles slipped off, so couldn't really have any.
Yeah, great run right there from Gianna. We've seen a couple of our athletes now struggle to get out of the gate with this vertebrae, proving to be a difficult obstacle here as we move into the early stages of the scores.
Now Mariah Rossi from Lyndhurst, Ohio. We move to our Ohio geography expert, Justino.
What town did you say?
Lyndhurst? Where is that in Ohio?
I'm not from Ohio. I do not
That's
know.
unfortunate.
And Lyndhurst is not a town in Ohio that I've been to because I've been to Ohio multiple times, so I just have not been there.
We'll say you're our Ohio novice expert.
Yeah, been to Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, so been to the major cities.
There's Rossi. Get her go at this vertebrae and the course as a whole. Only one person thus far has gone past, and it's been Zoe Gelsinger. Real tough. You can see that one barely slipping out. Fights back, though, does Rossi. Great determination to stay on the course. Now is going to have to kind of trust it, swing her weight off of. She's got to transition now and gets it.
Able to get through. Nice job.
Yeah, beautiful timing there. Now for this first bar. I'll have to lay into the staple. Gets it. A little bit more momentum and able to hook a leg across. Rossi finds 3 seconds on Gelsinger's run and can find a whole lot more on this chain link. This chain link, which has remained relatively unchanged to our knowledge.
Yeah, I believe it's unchanged for the most part here.
Yeah, I think that there may be a bit wider grips on some of it, but even this chain link tripped up some of our elite male competitors. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw some of our competitors fall here. Now one arm. Use that time to reset, get some blood flow. Transitions, and just one more trapeze bar away. He's going to build momentum. Will not be able to beat the time of Zoe Gelsinger, so Zoe will stay in first, but can maybe potentially do it if she gets through this. Mic drop. Mic drop doesn't come out on her. Now we'll transition one more. Or you have to pull it out. Then go. Lachey's and gets it. One more movement. She's going to build a little bit more momentum. Will she get past the mic drop farther than we've seen any athlete thus far? Just slips off, but gets the touch point, takes first place.
Oh, she gets the touch point right there. Great job. Now she moves into first after getting through the touch point across.
Yeah, it's just those kind of finer margins. Now, Annalise Navinjasa. Navinjasa. Yeah, we'll go with that. This is why we pronunciation guides, guys.
Annalise running right here.
Yeah. From Oak Ridge, North Carolina, so right here in town, goes to the Level Up Gym in Thomasville, North Carolina.
Is Oak Ridge, I'm not like super, is Oak Ridge like right next to Greensboro, or is it? It is.
It is.
Okay.
They were in the triad thing that we did.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I remember, yes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry for the people at home who don't get what we just said, but it clicked in Justino's brain, so he knows. That's all that matters.
Broadcaster to broadcaster brain work right there.
Exactly. Now Annalise. Start her run. Working her way up this vertebrae. Transitions nicely. And sticks it.
Able to hold on.
Wow,
Great
beautiful
job
work.
right there.
Fingertips away. And secures it. And we'll drop into this chain link. Yeah, it's kind of... Sorry. Sorry about that. Our camera 3 not currently working. That's our apologies.
Yeah, just switched off right there.
We're now working on our chain link here on obstacle 3. Great pace thus far. And overtake Gelsinger's run if she's able to transition fully to the mic drop, and does. Take second place with more than enough time. Oh, just
Not able to
slips
get
off,
through right
but
there.
good enough for second place. I'll get it. Oh, sorry about that.
Camera 3 turned off. We had to get it fixed. Now back on.
Gianna Dellinger from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, out of the Dexterity Depot. Sorry about that. Trying to get everything situated. My mistake. Well, I don't know. As we are off. Gianna
Dellinger, the daughter of Michelle Dellinger, our course manager. Gianna also did commentary with me earlier this weekend.
Now we'll work up this vertebrae. See, just slow, methodical movements. Very tough course. Seen some of our athletes trip up here. Gianna now slowly making her way. Great work. Been doing ninja for about 4 years now. First time ever making it to stage 3. And was born in New Orleans, Louisiana.
She told me that a lot on the broadcast. For those of you that listened on, I believe, Friday, she said it actually a lot. Whenever people are from Louisiana, she's like, that's where I was born.
Okay.
So it got brought up quite a few times on the mic.
Now working her way through nicely. Loves the flying bar obstacle. Oh. Working on this chain link. Great job. One more swing now to get to this mic drop. Trying to build enough momentum and finds it. Able to stick it now. This latches and gets ready for the second. We've seen this kind of jump be tough, but gets it to perfection. Now one more swing away before getting a chance. And finds it. Now we'll get a chance at the swivel limit.
Swivel limit, yes.
Take this time, gets around 20 seconds to rest. I think it's actually 15 at this age limit. We'll chalk up real quick. Been doing ninja for 4 years, as I mentioned. Now going from one to the next. Really tough and just barely slips off. But still, a run good enough for first place. A sub 2 minute through the first 4 obstacles.
Great job right there from Gianna. He did a great job again, like I said before, on the commentary aspect, doing great now on
There
the
you go.
course in stage 3.
I mean, if you want us to get you on your side, that's all you have to say. Now, Katerina Mancini from Reading, England. Our first European athlete we've had thus far. Now trying to lock in and get situated with the vertebrae. Already moving up. Now trying to fully transition. This has been a very tough obstacle for some of our competitors. It's very taxing. Forces a lot of kind of, I would say, strain on the arms just because of how you're positioned. Gravity is mostly, your biggest opponent there. Very smooth transition on the staple. Able to wrap. As Katerina tries to get ready for the chain link. This chain link, still very tough obstacle, can trip up some of our runners if they're not careful. Immediately drops in. Tell just methodically moving through. The more time you spend doing an obstacle, the more time you're hanging in the air, more time that your arms, your hands are under a lot of stress. Looks to transitions to this mic drop. Gets the touch point, but just barely falls down, and that will end Katerina's run.
Great job right there by Katerina to move her way through. Not able to get a hold, but she gets the touch point there, which is also a very important aspect.
Staying across the pond, we'll have Melissa Godot, or Godot. It's either Godot or Godot. It's been a while. From France. So just south of the United Kingdom. Probably the shortest, distance we can have from competitor to competitor for these two Europeans.
Yep.
Still coming here to showcase their talents in the heart of North Carolina, Greensboro. Now we'll work up 25 seconds. We've seen this vertebrae. Ooh, one drops off, so she's got to go now, but is able to find it. As that other bar goes flying. I'll get moved by a referee for safety reasons. Safety first here. Able to link on with that leg. We've seen many of our competitors just, leading out that right leg or left leg, whatever one feels more comfortable to them to kind of stop all their momentum. Now we'll get ready. And drops into these chain links. Now we'll go from one to the next. Very tough. Very physically imposing are all these obstacles, but this chain link that Melissa's making great work of thus far. And grabs on. Now these mic drops are ready to pull them out, then go. Does so well there. One more, and then able to. So one more pull out, and then start swinging and potentially transitioning to the next. And does. A run good enough for first place. A tentative first place, a time of 1:41 to get through all four. We still wait for our first competitor to get through the swivel limit.
Yeah, the swivel limit, a really tough obstacle, Lucas, so we'll see if she's able to do it right here. It's just such a tough task for anybody to go through.
Already on this front side, we'll now have to transition, lifting it up. You can see grabbing the underhand kind of to push it up. And nearly able to lock it up, just got to get it a little bit farther. Now has to back up, then go, because I was clipping that lock bar and does. Oh, just runs out. But still a tremendous run, one to be proud of, and one that takes pole position. Now Lilliam Hims from Auburndale, Florida. 7th year at the World Championships and also her 7th year competing, so
Great job for her.
yeah, great job able to qualify every year. Now just trying to figure out what she wants to do to start this strategy.
Yep.
It's very interesting to see what these athletes want to do to attack. Really hasn't started to get going. Trying to find what works, what's most comfortable too. Well, now has fully gone off of that blue platform, so no really point of return as she nearly teeters off. But great strength with that one arm to support her body weight. Keeps it up. Now we'll quickly gets that top one. We'll have to get that foot up there. We'll drop off, and now beautiful transition. Even after the small miscue, Him stays determined. Now we'll get to these staples. In her bio, she wanted to say thank you to all of her coaches from the Jungle Gym in Florida. Huge shout out to all her coaches. Has Coach Katie with her, who is, we'll say, is sporting some very stylish pink glasses.
Stylish pink glasses.
Now Lilliam doing a great job. We'll now try to go from one to the next. On this trapeze bar, trying to make that transition. Nearly there. Got to build a little bit more momentum. And finds it. Now to go in between. Pulls it away. One more jump to get through these mic drops. Very smooth transition there from Hims. Already. Hims, 2 minutes has elapsed, so she'll slot into third place as she gets that touch point. That time taken to complete the vertebrae. Oh, tries to muscle up, just runs out of it. And that will end the run.
Yeah, great run right there from her as we move our way forward to our next competitors.
We'll now have Tinley Henricks from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Hamilton right by Toronto, Mississauga. It's in that city region. Hamilton's a population of about 900,000 people.
Wow.
It's a big population.
Yep.
Many people don't know that.
Most of those people, I'm assuming, travel into Toronto for work.
It's like an hour drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
some.
some.
Yeah, some do, but
I don't know if it was like a suburb right outside or something.
No, it's like a city, like a full
Okay.
city, like outside of Toronto. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I don't have the best geographical knowledge
Like
of
the equivalent of Raleigh and Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Yeah, so it's like Raleigh is Hamilton and Charlotte is
Thank
Toronto,
you.
but both cities are pretty much like
Thank you. You put it in
layman's terms.
yeah. Oh, what? Okay. You could have said North Carolina terms. You didn't say layman's terms.
Sure.
We'll focus on Tenley's run as 30 seconds have elapsed, and she's nearly on this top part of the vertebrae, really struggling to fully lock in that handle. Trying to get it fully locked in so she feels safe to start transitioning out of the obstacle. We've seen that some of our competitors have kind of rushed that process and have ended their runs because so. Oh, just slips off. Didn't really have full trust. Couldn't really get it to fully go, but still a tremendous feat to get here, and it's entirely stage 3. Not everyone. I mean, obviously, I think they started without 5 heats of action.
Now
So
to
So yeah, just a feat in itself to get here.
Yeah, great work to get here right now as we move on to our next competitor.
Now Isabella Allen from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. We're going all over the place right now.
Yeah, all over the world.
This is her second appearance in the WNL World Championships. Now quickly, we've seen this slow and methodical pace on this vertebrae. Each competitor really respecting it, not wanting to rush it. You've seen runs end here. Let's see if she's able to grab onto it. Transitions with both arms and now build momentum to get to the staple. Allen will now have the actual true staple up ahead and grabs onto the sides. And tremendous strength to kind of stop the momentum and still, stay put. We saw one of our previous athletes, slide off but still stay on. So it just shows that grip strength is really important there. Now we'll try to transition and does very nicely. Onto this chain link. Another one of these ones we have to go from one arm to the next. You can see this course really testing kind of how good is the strength. Ooh, interesting strategy from Allen. She likes to go to the top part. Now as you can see, she's working those top handles, not really trusting those rock climbing kind of grips that are on the chain links. It works out to perfection for her.
Yeah, it works out well for her. She moves her way through.
It's one of those kind of strategies that don't know if it really saves time, might lose some time, but it's more safer. You know, you feel more comfortable, and comfortability is kind of hard to find on a course like this. And if you can, find that little bit there, a little bit here, it could make the difference. Now already can climb up. Now fully transitions. Has around 10 seconds of rest time left with 2 minutes elapsed. Slots into second place. Does Allen right behind Gerdeau. As now will try to transition here through the swivel limit. Tries to make that final grab, but just slips off. But still, great job to get here. And it's good enough for a middle podium position in second place.
Yeah, great job right there from her.
Now, Eliza Epstein from Western Springs, Illinois. Had the chance to see her earlier on in stage one. So I'm somewhat familiar with some of these competitors. I've caught a lot of different divisions throughout these world championships, so
As have I.
Can't have the greatest memory. Said Western Springs, Illinois, right in the Midwest, as Eliza trying to find what works, make sure everything's steady. Will now fully get on the vertebrae, and if I'm not mistaken, you can't go back down.
Correct.
Gets that point of no return. 30 seconds as she's working up very methodically. Once again, this obstacle forces all that body weight onto your arms. Gravity not your friend here. Gets that top part. 45 seconds, which has become kind of sort of the mean throughout the divisions. Tries to reach for it, but does just a tad bit early. And will end her run there.
Yeah, unable to right there. Great run, though, from her.
And once again, I sound like a broken record, but still, it's just a great kind of feat to even get to stage 3 and to qualify for it.
Now we have our final 10 runners here, I believe, right, in wave 1.
And we'll have Emma Rubenstein Hashov from Tel Aviv, Israel. As Emma gets ready. He's actually been training ninja for 8 years now. And she is off. I'll work her way up this vertebrae. It also kind of puts your body in an awkward position. You're still on the ground because you kind of have to lean back, bend your back to where you can get in a position so you can start climbing. So obstacle just puts a strain and just trips off, just not able to kind of fully lock in. And that's just very unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Great run, though, from her to make it all the way to stage 3. Great work here at the end of wave number 1.
Now Savannah Robinson from Huntsville, Alabama. And starting her sophomore year of high school in the fall. And after Worlds, she'll actually be attending Brown University to take a 2-week psychology class.
How old is she?
14.
Wow.
I know.
Going to college to take classes at 14. I had never thought about that whenever I was 14. So
Yeah, especially at a prestigious university like Brown,
yeah.
the Ivy League. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. They're not good at sports, though.
I mean, academics are
Oh,
academics are great.
you can have both at, the prestigious Virginia Tech. We're phenomenal at. I can't stop lying. Now Robinson. Alabama, they have University of Alabama. All right, we gotta stop talking about college athletics. We'll get down a rabbit hole. She's making actually tremendous pace up this vertebrae. 20 seconds has elapsed, and she's nearly on the dismount already. And she's already through with 25 seconds. Like I mentioned, it's been that mean time around about 15 seconds under a minute, 45, 30 seconds. She's through around 25, so tremendous work thus far. Already gets through. Now latches on with the legs. We'll sit down for her allotted rest time. Looks like she wants no chalk. And immediately we'll go into this chain link. 4 seconds ahead of Melissa at this juncture.
Yeah, wants to move through right away. She continues to fly across.
Now nearly grabs on. We'll try to go forward. And is there. Backs up and goes ahead. Now final mic drop. Has to just slide it out. Start swinging, building momentum. Doesn't have it on that time of asking, but should there. Just able to lâcher to it. Let's see, getting herself. Wow. Tremendous feat of strength here. Just kind of hanging down. Her head fully vertical with the ground. Putting a lot of trust in her legs.
Yeah, losing it like a monkey bar right there.
Yeah, just tremendous feats of athleticism, as I have said. Now on these swivel limits. In first place by 21.5 seconds. Got through it at 1:20. So Robinson really setting the pace, but she would love to be the first one to complete the swivel limit. But now, tremendous strength here to battle back. Now she's just got to kind of move that hand up. That hand that is kind of helping support will drop down and got stuck in that position where kind of not really able to really latch on with that hand that's not on that fulcrum grip. And then we'll kind of just, gets that bar a little way too high, has them kind of floating and this kind of just dangling there. It makes it really hard to really latch it back on.
Yeah, really hard to latch back on as continue to move across here.
Now Maya Thames will be our next contestant on this episode of The Price is Right. I'm sorry. Please. I'm sorry.
Hashtag cringe.
I'm sorry.
Cringe.
That's the first thing. I had to say it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, John Pine rubbed off on me a little too much. The Bad Jokes Ninja.
That's
his ninja name. I'm not making that up.
that's a crazy ninja name.
That's his ninja name.
You should be the Dad Jokes Ninja.
I think that's what it was.
Oh, really?
It might be that or the Bad Jokes Ninja.
Probably Dad Jokes.
I think I looked at it. It said Bad Jokes. So
oh, really?
Sure. I don't know. Could be that.
One letter. It could be either.
Well, Dad Jokes are bad jokes.
Yeah,
so.
And it's Father's Day weekend, or it was Father's Day weekend.
Happy Father's Day to everyone. Happy belated Father's Day.
Yeah, happy belated Father's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy belated Father's Day. As we get ready for this
run. You might be the first people on a broadcast. I've said that in a while.
I'm in a little break here. I think we're trying to reset the course, get everything set for Maya's run. We're down to our final 8 competitors of heat number 1, but once again, don't go anywhere. We still have one more heat of action, and that heat will crown a world champion here in season 11.
And that heat, for those of you at home, should be kicking off at about 1:35 p.m. So we'll be starting around then.
So Thames from St. Charles, Missouri. He's been competing for 6 years, started at 8 years old. And her bio says she loves this sport and has been incredibly blessed to train under some amazing coaches. Wanted to shout them out, so shout out to all of Maya's coaches. One of them, Coach Will, who's listed as her coach. Don't know. Having a blind spot here now. We'll try to vault forward this transition. Yeah, Coach Will has been with her by her side, allowing for chalk. Great job there, able to get there with the legs. Looks for no chalk. We'll call it off and immediately latch onto these chain links. I don't know if you can tell. You can't tell on our stream that these obstacles, because they've gone through so many competitors, so much chalk is rubbed off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that have rubbed off. Okay.
My apologies if you heard that. I tried my best.
Not quick enough.
Yeah, no. It is the dad jokes, Ninja. I've just been told by sources inside.
Sources include.
Yeah, sources. I'm not telling you my sources. You're an insider. You should know this. Ooh, just barely slides off. Yeah, but still, smile on Maya's face. Knows that it's a privilege to be here. Just like walking it off, saying, "Well, get my best joke, my best chance," and.
Same with wave 5 of young adult males. You guys can check in at DC Tall if you have not already. First runner will be in just a few moments for wave 5.
Now Lauren Murphy from Marshfield, Massachusetts.
And finally, last call to
Down to our, once again, 7 competitors. And remember, the pace will just keep ramping up here, as it was based on stage 2 placements. I think it's actually based on, overall placements in the World Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's based on overall placement stage 1 and 2.
As Murphy works her way up this course. Okay. Murphy now slowly working up this vertebrae course, 35 seconds. Already now looking behind.
Great job right there.
And now this transition's kind of tough and able to find it. Now we'll have to transition into the staple. Doesn't have that kind of horizontal bar to work with. Has to grab onto it vertically and able to stick it well.
Great job right there.
Now climb up to immediately drop into this chain link. 1:10 remaining. Now we'll go from one to the next. Making very quick work of the chain link is Murphy. Now we'll have to slide it back. Now grabs onto it. Pulls it back and down. Will catapult herself into safety, latching on with the legs. And with the time currently, able to slot into a podium position, 3rd place. Could take first if she's able to be the first one to conquer the swivel limit. Yet to see it thus far.
Yeah, we've yet to see it right here as she is trying to move forward here.
Yeah, no shock here, even with the adjustments to make it more easier for our teen females as she just barely slides off. It's still very tough. A majority of our elite males failed on this obstacle.
Yeah, right there, a great time from her, able to move her way through.
Yep, 3rd place now for Murphy. A time she can be proud of, and even being here on stage 3, it's something you can be proud of as well. Now, Taylor Nasco from Chandler, Arizona. We'll get ready for her run.
Yeah, we'll get ready for her run here as we move our way through.
And we are off. Let's go. Well, now, the main thing that's really important with this vertebrae that we've seen this division struggle with is kind of really being able to lock in those kind of handlebars, but not lock them in enough where they get stuck, but they're still, it's kind of find that happy medium. Because we've seen they're too loose, we fall off, and if they're too tight, then they also fall off because they're not allowed to make that transition as smoothly.
Yeah, I think that's the difficult part.
Now, Taylor showing no signs of struggle there, and now she's just flying through, immediately able to link from the staple to that safety bar. Finds 3 seconds because of it. Now chalks up real quickly, drops in to this chain link. We'll like to use those kind of rock climbing grips. Then we'll grab onto the handlebars on top for the first one. Second one doesn't decide to do it. So showing different approaches, whatever works best. Now we'll use this trapeze bar to grab onto the mic drop, able to static through, so pulls it out initially, then immediately starts swinging. We'll find some time there. Taylor kind of refining this course, able to hold on, and will take first place by 6 seconds at a time of 1:14. No one has gotten past this point.
Great time right there as somebody tries to get past the 5th elusive obstacle.
Yeah, very tough, but if anyone can do it, it can be Taylor. Able to grab on. Now let's see how she will handle this transition. Now in between, now it's very important that she gets close and as she tries to do it, unable to. This course, or that obstacle is very tough because you can see the grips are on either side, and you know if your hands are even, it's pretty much you can't tilt it up or can't tilt it down. You have even weight distribution, so you have to drag that hand across closer, then lift it, and then transition with it. And it's just a lot of body control, a lot of body movement that makes it tremendously hard for that obstacle.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth.
Now Reagan Shepard from Webster, New York. Does our New York expert know where Webster, New York is?
New York expert, I'm not no.
Nope, no New York expert. Okay.
Yeah, not a New York
You're an
expert.
Ohio novice and a Pennsylvania expert.
Ohio novice, West Virginia fan,
West Virginia fan, what?
Sheets fanatic,
Okay, that's more like it.
Michigan knower.
Ugh. Go blue. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a Michigan fan.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
You are an Ohio State fan, aren't you? You have something else that says otherwise. Shepard will work up. Once again, sorry to everyone watching. Please indulge us in our banter. Now able to grab on, links to it. Beautiful work here from Shepard. Shepard gets ready. He'll use this time to thank everyone for spending their Monday afternoon watching us. We're very appreciative of you taking the time out of your day to watch the World Ninja League World Championships here in Greensboro, North Carolina. If you're out here just supporting a certain someone, maybe a sibling, a kid, or maybe even a father, you know, we have the Masters Division. Or you're just out here supporting all the athletes equally if you're a fan of one of them. We truly appreciate you all equally. Shepard doing a tremendous job. It's found in 1.4 seconds at the juncture of the chain link and is able to find 1 point flat and will take first place off the hands of Taylor Naskow.
So we've been seeing our last few athletes here in Wave 1 that have really just one-upped to each other as we've continued on.
Yeah, the level being raised ever more. Now we'll grab onto that ring using all the time necessary that she has. Take that front side. Now let's see what her take is on it. Remember, these hands are even, so she's got to shift it across. Or actually now just able to muscle it forward, even with the hands on either side. We'll now try to transition to the second one, the farthest we've seen any of our competitors get thus far. Can Reagan be the first one to solve this swivel limit here in this teen female division? Now shake out those hands, get that blood flow going. Now it's got to make this 90-degree kind of turn. Lifts it beautifully. Great strength here from Shepard.
Now she's just got to make this final jump.
Yeah, one board away. Gonna go for it. It just goes immediately for the ring and lengths towards it. Tremendous work here from Shepard. Will now take first place commandingly as the only person to get past the swivel limit. Now on this Iron Summit, which compared to our swivel limit, we'll say maybe is a tad bit easier here, just transitioning from one to the other. You can tell just very methodical in the movements. Now grabs onto that bar. We've seen someone get past the Iron Summit now. You can tell, you can see her kind of like slapping her hand, trying to get as much blood flow back into it. Maybe feeling some pins and needles in there, just trying to get ready for this cliffhanger. The cliffhanger, a mainstay in stage 3 at all divisions. Tall and small. Immediately now onto the second cliffhanger. Now this is really tough. She's got to propel herself forward. Has the right amount of wingspan to reach. Now, slapping that hand. Knows that has to make this transition. So right here, it's just one of those bars you can see she's holding on to now. You can see it on our camera angle. Thank you to our wireless camera operator for it. She's got to grab onto it both hands and then immediately slide forward. Can't get it, but still, tremendous job. Farthest we've seen anyone get thus far. And sets the tone.
Great work right there as we close out towards the end of stage number 1. Or wave number 1.
Now is Juliette Beaupre from Unionville, Connecticut. Or sorry, Beaupre. It's Beaupre because they put a pronunciation guide.
Okay, there you go.
Juliette Beaupre, my new favorite ninja.
I've seen one other athlete that's had a pronunciation before.
A lot of the mature kids actually had pronunciation guides.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6 of them did, which is a lot. Started doing this at age 5 and competed on A&W Junior Season 3. And wants to send a special shout out to all her coaches and teammates. Juliette doing great work through the vertebrae. As we've gone deeper into this heat, have gone a tad bit easier for an athlete. It's still the same obstacle, but they're dealing with it much better. Pushes off. Now we'll kind of just slide into that safety position as a 15 seconds to work with and a minute 15 rest. That'd be wonderful for these athletes in between these courses. Now we'll transition through these chain links. One to the next. Grab on, then to the top. And you can see Juliette electing to use that top part, which is a tad bit more comfortable, a lot more surface area to work with than that rock kind of climbing grip. Allows her to use much more of her palm of the hands to kind of save the fingertips and fingers for what's to come. Now work on these mic drops, able to pull it out to start the swing. Beautiful transition. Now one more time and gets it. Now we'll lift the leg to try to get that full transition. Needs a little bit more momentum to make the full. And does. Will now have to kind of muscle herself up or just, invert herself and latch on with legs that way. We've seen that strategy be used much more often. 2 minutes have elapsed. Let's see, has a dead look at the timer ahead of her. Or actually, no, it's actually behind her, my mistake. I was looking at a different camera angle. Now, can she be the second person to solve the swivel limit? It just barely slips off. Still a tremendous run, set the pace. And will slot into a top 10 position, 7th place. As kind of the pace and level has really ramped up here in the back half of heat number 1.
Yeah, great work right there.
Now, Aaliyah Perron from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Shout out David Perron.
David Perron.
No, Perron. I know. Perron. You're just not having it right now, aren't you? Aaliyah Perron from Edmonton, Alberta, as I mentioned. We've seen a few athletes from the Edmonton area. Immediately through that vertebrae. 25 seconds has become the new norm throughout this course. Unable to immediately latch on. Sits down. Now from one to the other. Able to link these two very well. Gonna try starting her next challenge, these mic drops. Oh, to pull it out. Now starts that swing. Beautiful transition. Aaliyah doing great work thus far. Found 1.6 on the chain link. Lost a tad bit of time, 2.5, but still good enough to slot into third place. Can find second. She becomes the second person to solve our swivel limit. Now,
Moving through nicely right now.
yeah. Now kind of to get this first transition ready, but just falls off. That will end her run, but still, tremendous job. Even getting to the swivel limit. And gave it her best go.
Gave it her best go right there.
Down to our final two runners of heat number one. We'll start at what time exactly, did you say?
Said 1:35.
1:35, so we might have a nice break in between. We don't know. We might start a little bit early. We'll see. Have now Nina Vidovich from Hinckley, Ohio. She's 12 years old, and one of her fun facts is she loves the 80s rock. I love to hear that.
Valid.
That's valid. I don't know. Just, waiting for someone to put in their fun facts that loves white girl music.
Why?
Don't lie to us.
I mean, yeah, but okay. All right.
It doesn't have to be this division. It could be the Masters of the other division. That might be more your speed. As just, side eyes me, is not having it with me right now. Immediately transition to the sable, just slides off. You can just kind of highlight how important grip strength is there. Doesn't make it the easiest, but still a big smile on her face, not really showing any signs of being disappointed in herself. Got this far. It's just very excited to be here.
So we have one more athlete here.
Yes, Zoe Kimball from Janesville, Iowa. And Ninja U, coached by Ben Behrens, who ran this course earlier in the day as the elite male, so he knows firsthand what's at stake.
Yeah, he knows what's at stake. He ran this course earlier.
And he
Did
was
a great job.
Yeah, he was actually able to get through we actually got through 7 out of 8 obstacles. Slipped off right at the end on that water wheel. But he knows what to do to get through that first 7 and see if he's able to transition that knowledge to Zoe. This vertebrae is still very tough. Now able to work the way up, kind of latch things in. Gets that top part of it and just immediately transitions. Does it beautifully. Now past the vertebrae onto the staple. Ooh! Just slips off. Unfortunate there. I think that left hand kind of didn't really get the maybe right go at it. Kind of slipped off. Maybe that finger got caught. It's still very unfortunate as the staple claims a couple at the back half. And that will round out heat number 1. Look at our current stage leaderboard. You can see only one person thus far. Reagan Shepard has conquered the Iron Summit and what preceded it, the swivel drop. The swivel limit. You can see The majority of our competitors able to get through the mic drop. Our top 12 was able to. And the back half, 13, 14, and 15, were able to slip off and got through the chain link. So we'll have a small little break in between, and we will get ready to restart our action in just a few minutes. Welcome back here to heat number 2 of the teen female stage 3 division. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a kind of longer pause, trying to get things set up for you.
Yep,
Remember
break before we get into the last wave. Break before we get into the last wave here.
Yes, this is the second and final heat. And we'll look at this World Championship graphic because it's very important. Back half of the heat, you can see the top 8 from Riley Irwin all the way to the top to Megan Moore are all in contention to be the teen female world champion.
As camera 3 has turned on.
Yeah, it's not cut to that right now.
It's just us sitting here.
Yeah, it's not cut to that right now. As we
I think I'm going to cut to camera 3.
and don't do that.
I think I'm going to cut to camera 3.
Look at our current stage leaderboard to see what has been par. Reagan Shepard, the only one to get past our swivel limit. Come on, I've said so much it trip me up.
Listen. Yesterday when I was saying it, or the other day, it was so hard to keep saying.
Yeah.
I was like, at one point, I was like, I said something different. I said the spinning wave or something at one point.
I like that, the spinning wave. Ooh,
oh, I said spinning hats too. Oh no, that was for another one. That was for stage 1.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I like that. Looks like a spinning hat.
Yeah, stage 1. That's what I thought too. I was like, that's a good one.
It's not bad.
But Gianna Michelle's son was like, that's terrible. I'm like, okay.
That's
sure.
rough.
I'm like, sure, man, sure.
All right. So once again, only one person has gotten past that swivel limit. It's been Reagan Shepard. And the rest of us, or sorry, not the rest of us, the rest of the competitors have failed at that. And about only 12 competitors, or I should say 13 competitors, have gone past the mic drop. And the rest of them have failed before that. So I think we're nearly getting ready here. Referee having a final talk with our first competitor. It will be an Anissa Truong. Has a ton of accomplishments. Is the youngest in this division, moved up. Got second place in the 2024 Worlds and was the strongest ninja. So definitely someone who can set the tone and set the pace early. It could be someone potentially get farther than we have seen yet in this teen female division. And we are off. I'll try to work her way up this vertebrae. It's been very tough for some of our competitors. It's very technical, forcing all of their body weight onto their arms is the moment they kind of step off that blue platform. Strong, trying to work her way up. Taking a very methodical approach, making sure everything is in safely, no missteps. Working her way up nicely. One more. And we'll be there. Now all he has to do is just transition and finds it. Great work there. Now Foley. One more. Go at it. Now on the staple. Grabs on nicely and gets that foot down for that touch point.
Great work right there.
Something to note as time goes on. There's not many rest points, so the more and more time elapses, the more and more strain on the arms and upper body strength of our athletes.
Yeah, that upper body strength really getting tested here.
And Naomi will pop that out.
It's also about how you use your weight, though, too, because for all athletes that compete on this stage 3 tall, no matter the size, it really just is about how you use your weight to your advantage.
Able to transition through that mic drop, slots into 8th place, and then Now she looks to be our second competitor to solve the swivel limit issue.
Yes, we've had our athletes having a tough time here on the swivel limit, but that's no surprise, Lucas, because we saw the exact same thing at the elite male division for the first couple waves.
It's not the most forgiving obstacle in the world. That's Chirong. Now on that front part, we'll now have to transition her hands across. Great work. Looks like just doing it the kind of elite male way, just kind of willing it forward. Now transitioning very slowly, able to lock it in. Maybe needs to get a little bit deeper to be a tad bit safer. Let's see, she's trying to work on that now. And does so. Now fully transitions. Right side. So now she's got to reach behind. Or sorry, actually in front, my mistake. Now can work it across. Now one more 90-degree transition. And gets it. Oh, just slipping off. That will end her run as she's nearly the second person to solve it. Gets farther than anyone else has that hasn't gotten it complete. And still a run that she can be proud of.
Yeah, great run right there as she's able to move her way through the course nicely.
Now Rebecca Silms from Wilton, Connecticut. Got 5th overall in Worlds in 2025. And we'll look to see what she can do now. Silms will now work up this vertebrae. We're getting ready to start. We've seen differing starting positions. Kind of some people going right arm under. Here she likes to go that left arm under first. Once she gets 2 feet down, now we'll transition that left arm on top. Now it's all about kind of working her way up. All their body weight being supported by that one arm and 2 hands. Sorry, 2 legs, I should say. Nearly slips back. Well, now have to work her way down. Really struggling on this first part. Getting some coaching from Coach Quinn. Now, nearly a minute has elapsed, and she's still finding her way through the vertebrae. Does so nicely and takes all the time necessary to get through and does. Now has to make this one last kind of lache and he finds it. So Ansley going to start ramping up the pace and building momentum. Immediately hooks on. Now jumps forward. Doing a wonderful job just transitioning from one to the next on these chain links. Tries to static it through. Now, this is a situation we haven't seen yet. Knocks that first mic drop down already, so she can instantly jump into it and swing, and does so very nicely.
Yeah, great job right there.
Able to adjust that small variable change. And now gets that second mic drop as intended. Able to fully link forward. Grab some chalk. Keeps the hands off, and now we'll get ready for this very tough obstacle. Now, on to the swivel limit. Immediately, already in a position to make that transition and does so very quickly. Silms showing no signs of struggle thus far in the swivel limit. Now we'll shake out that hand before starting the second swivel. We'll get there. And we'll fully go across. And gets down. Kind of reversing her grip to, I don't know, changes her body positioning, trying to transition that final panel. And just barely slips off. I think she was going directly for that ring and just couldn't find it.
Great job right there from her, though, to be able to move her way across that course very nicely.
Now Betty Dutremblay from St. Hugues, Quebec, Canada.
Attention all coaches and athletes in wave 2 of preteen females. You guys can start checking in over at DC Small. First runner will be in approximately
And Betty is
30
off. The
minutes
first
for wave 2 of
international we've had in
females
heat
over
number
at
2.
DC Small.
Saw a few Canadians in heat 1. Betty now working her way very nicely up this vertebrae. And immediately will go forward. Now immediately onto that staple, just barely slipping off. Unfortunate, gave it her best go. We've seen that staple. We saw that in the back half of heat number 1. The final 2 runners actually failed on that staple. And now one of the first few in heat number 2 slipping off that staple. Maybe it's starting to get a bit tougher. Don't know if something has changed. Just certain kind of obstacles maybe struggling with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a tough break right there as we are continuing to move our way across here, this group. And, I mean, a lot of these athletes have been doing really well at the start, and we kind of see that the swivel limit is the still crutch in this wave. So we'll see if anybody's able to get through it, especially those final 8, because those are the ones that have a chance to become world champion.
And now we'll Grace Lawrence from Camulus, New York. She's found herself at Worlds multiple times, 4 times in her bio. Lawrence will now work up those vertebrae. Tremendous pace early on. Now instantly transition. We saw the staple just claim a run. Will it claim Lawrence's? The answer is no. Able to get through and solve. Now onto this chain link. Climb to the top. Looks not to reach around. We'll reach around the second time on those 2 kind of middle chain links. They have rock grips on the bottom. Now grabs and pulls out that first mic drop ahead of time. We've seen that strategy be used more and more. Yeah, beautiful transition to the next.
For wave 1 of preteen males. Check in the road before you guys at stage 2.
One more Lachey, and we'll be into safety. Gets down into 5th place. So Grace Lawrence making tremendous pace. Only 3 people faster at this juncture.
Yeah, great pace right now from her. She's able to move her way through. As the dust gets our third camera.
You can see it in the shining of the light. Until that chalk dust, it gets everywhere. Now we'll will that forward. Now that side that she needs to get is just a bit too low. And it goes all the way down. You've seen that kind of like wide arm transition. It can work, but you kind of have to really lift it up and then put it down.
Yeah, I think that's the key right there as we move our way through.
Next up is Caroline Wilwerding out of Ninja U. Enki, Iowa's home. Rinkany. And off. Immediately we'll now drop into this vertebrae. This vertebrae has caused some issues. Some of our runners. And we'll reset 25 seconds. We've seen a lot of time wasted working through the vertebrae.
Yeah, there's a lot of time being spent on these obstacles.
Now Caroline methodically working up. 45 seconds have elapsed. Once again, I've said this earlier, the more time you spend on a certain obstacle, just more time kind of wasted on your body, more strain, more pressure. Now swinging forward, we'll grab onto the sides. As Lionel Messi has just broken the World Cup goal record.
There you go.
Yes, beating Miroslav Klaus of German fame. See this kind of top grip on that first middle link and then goes to that bottom. Very interesting to see what our different competitors.
Yeah, what styles they'll use, Lucas. I mean, there's a lot of different mechanisms you can use to attack the course.
Oh, immediately vaulting forward, now drops it down. We'll go back and forth. Grabs onto it. See many of our competitors inverting themselves to get their legs on easier instead of just muscling up. Saving that arm strength and grip strength. Now on that ring, we'll start on the swivel limit. Ooh, just slips off. You can see try to push it off, but just slips up on the grip, and that will end the run. Another one claimed by the swivel limit. Now Natalie Gray from O'Fallon, Missouri, was 8th place in the preteen division in the World Championship category last year. Last year was 2025.
Yep, that is accurate.
As you move down. Now try to work her way up this vertebrae.
Yeah, the vertebrae, everybody's been taking at a controlled pace, Lucas, not trying to rush it because, you know, if you rush that obstacle, it could cause a lot of danger. So
a lot of danger and ends a run just like that. Now Gray on that black bar, which means to completed the vertebrae, but now has to make that last transition to the touch point. Immediately on that staple and just tremendous strength and immediately latch that leg.
He's our different transition right there. I'd call that slick. So now we're going to use it one more time. We're moving our way through.
As Natalie Gray is now working through very nicely on this trapeze bar.
Yeah, doing great right here.
Yeah, pulls out that mic drop already. Beautifully laches and pulls out, making quick work of this mic drop. Will find herself after completion in 6th place. So only 4 runners are faster than her. I should, yeah. That have not completed the swivel limit, but completion here will immediately catapult her into 2nd place.
Yeah, and I mean, these list of competitors have just continued to struggle with this obstacle. So we're about halfway through until we get to our remaining athletes, Lucas, that have contention for world championship status.
That goes all the way around. Trying to lift it up and just barely slips off.
Great work from her right there.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of our competitors actually being able to attempt the swivel limit, which means you get more and more takes on it, seeing what might work, what doesn't work. I mean, we've only seen one take that has worked, so. Now Sophie Starr from North Yarmouth, Maine.
Maine represented. I don't know many towns in Maine, so or where they're located. I know where Boston is.
Wait, isn't that?
And Worcester. I know where Worcester is.
It's Massachusetts.
Oh. Brain fart.
Oh, dairy me.
That's a brain fart. That's a brain
rough.
fart. To be fair, though, when I was looking
Nah.
at Maine and Massachusetts on the bio sometimes,
Yeah, I
like
can see that.
the MA I thought was Maine at first, but I'm like, wait, no, it's not Maine. ME is Maine.
Yeah, there's a lot of M's abbreviations. This has been a whole. This has gone drawn out through every day. I talk about how many M abbreviations there
Really?
are.
You have?
Yes.
Yes.
There's just so many as we focus on Stars Run. 30 seconds and has completed the hardest part of that. Vertebrae. Immediately going forward. A little bit more before she goes after the staple and does so now.
Great run from her so far.
Now go forward. We'll try to link these chains together. These middle two have had those different approaches. As now on this trapeze bar. To make that transition and does so well. Now invert her grip so she can pull it out much easier. And does so nicely, changes it back. She's making very quick work. We've seen our competitors thus far showing very nice prowess through those first four. It's just been the swivel limit that's now become that new crux point.
I tried to time the transition for the jump.
Yeah. He's having a little fun with it now. Now with a minute 50 and time winding down on her break, she'll go for it. And we'll actually have to fail. Reached back on that blue bar after already starting the fifth obstacle. You can't do that. Unfortunate way to end a run. But rules are rules.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there as her run is over, and now we will move forward.
That's tough. Now Nora Erlich from Modine, Israel. Or Erlich. It's Erlich, actually.
Erlich, okay.
And Noya Erlich. So we are down to our final 8, not in contention for the World Championship.
So the 8 after are in contention then.
Yes.
We're on our last few runners for the division. If anybody
And so we'll get ready to
let's get those submitted now.
start her run as Erlich.
Males over at stage 3
Should say
small. Get those
final
videos
9. I always forget the one that starred is included. I keep making that mistake. There's Noya. Gets through that vertebrae in less than 25 seconds. Immediately goes for it now. Gets through now. Will lift that. Nearly slipping off. Now we'll go in between 1 and 2. Now on, about to start these middle. Does so very nicely. Now we'll go back and forth, pulls it out. Goes forward. Now 1:05. We'll just barely tiptoeing away, and now we'll get to that swivel limit, 1:15.
Yeah, not too much time on the clock not too much time spent on the clock right now as she's moving through nicely.
We'll chalk up before beginning. Now we'll start. Just a great grip strength. We'll try to transition and does. Gets one of them done. Now it's still one more to go. It doesn't get much easier from here. Now we'll fully transition to the next. We'll work our way all the way across. Lifting it up, struggling. Now getting it across. Let's see, it's fluctuating up and down, but gets it down initially. Noya Erlich. 2.1 seconds ahead of Reagan Shepard at this juncture. Takes second place based off time. Now just shaking out the hands, getting ready. We'll grab the ring. at that final touch point. So
Great job by her. The Israeli showing out on this stage, Lucas.
she's now 5.2 seconds behind Reagan Shepard at this juncture. As you can see,
So she in first or second right now?
Second.
Second, okay.
as she's now warming her hands back up to start this Iron Summit. She will be behind Reagan Shepard, but surpass her just based off of completion if she is able to complete the cliffhangers. Touches that bar. So, equal with Shepard on completions. We'll get ready to begin. Goes now. Going in between nearly. Will get it the first time. So, on the second cliffhanger. Now this is a real struggle. Does she have the wingspan to do it and the grip strength left? You can tell really, really struggling now. You can see the grimace on her face. Trying to shake out those hands, trying to find any more strength she has left. Gonna go for it now. And secures it. Great job here from Noya. She now tries to make this first transition. Now try to fully go across. And does so. One more swing. Ooh!
Not able to.
Just,
Great job. Still in second place. Great performance right there.
yeah, great job there. Now Cariana Fritas from Thington, Massachusetts. Now begin her run. Making your way up this vertebrae. Doing so nicely. We'll drop down, try to fully transition. So nicely. Now we'll go to the staple. Able to secure it. Grabs one ahead of time. Now 1 to 2. Between now will grab on top. Will she know? Looks to go for the immediate rock hold. Now we'll make her way through the chain link. One more trapeze before safety. And finds it. Drops down. Great Lachey to the next. A minute 15 has been elapsed. Gets there. Probably invert herself to get her legs, yes. Now, getting ready, drops down. Oh, just barely slipping off. That will end her run. No. Ariana Capozzi will get ready for
Great run right there.
from Orchard Park, New York is Aria. Oh, God. Ari will start her run. Ari. Working her way up. So time being taken on this vertebrae by each of our competitors. Now Capozzi. Nearly didn't get it, but still finds it now on the staple. Transitions nicely. We'll have to go back on the backswing, but hooks legs on the second time of asking. Now we'll go on the chain links. On the top. These chain links haven't been much of an issue for our teen females yet.
Yeah, the teen females has done a great job on the first couple obstacles so far.
Giving them the respect needed. Pushes up. Well, now start working on these swivel limits. Oh, just barely slips off, and you can tell it's still really struggling for our competitors on those swivel limits. Only 2 have completed it thus far.
All right, as we move our way through here to our next batch of competitors. Yeah, that obstacle's super tough.
Now, Shira Finkel from Jerusalem, Israel. Now, work her way up. These vertebrae, that's been very tough for all of our competitors. Just still having to take it very slowly, not really finding any speed here because speed can be the undoing on obstacle 1. And now, going back and forth, moving to that staple, grabbing onto it nicely. Already. Moving on these chain links, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Now on these middle most, that shows a little bit of variation. Tremendous work thus far from Finkel. Now we'll pull out that second mic drop and we'll start swinging, and grabs onto it. Immediately jumps up. We'll now get a little bit more chalk. We'll get ready. Time winding down. Now we'll start this jump. So many have failed here. Only 2 have been able to complete it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of triers here that have made it through, but it's so tough.
Now we'll try to fully adjust and gets it down. So 1's done. Whoa! Just barely slips off. Unfortunate there for Shira Finkel. Now it will be Vivian Serafini from Hingham, Massachusetts.
Yep, we're down to a handful of athletes here before our final 8.
Yeah, down to our final 5 athletes before we get to our final 8 remaining, who are still in contention for the Teen Female World Championships. We'll highlight them when we get there.
Yeah, those 8 athletes, a lot of pressure riding on those runs because you don't necessarily have to finish, but you got to go fast and you got to go far. And the last runner to be able to go through in the competition definitely going to have an advantage, Lucas, if nobody finishes, because then they know exactly where they need to go.
Mm-hmm. Now Vivian, beautiful transition. I'll now swing back and forth. Will grab on to that staple and immediately links onto it. It goes forward. Grabs onto that rock hold. We'll probably go for that second one. Nope, actually we'll grab on to the top. Then that rock hold, will she do the same? Nope, we'll just link forward the next time. Now, swinging back and forth. Grabbing onto that mic drop. Now we'll begin the full part of this obstacle. Slides out. We'll start and just barely gets it down. Now, minute 25 is in 8th position. That can slide into maybe a potential. Well, actually, we'll slide into 3rd if she's able to complete this.
Moving through nicely right now as she goes onto the swivel limit. Doing a great job.
And now we'll just drop down there. Very unfortunate for Serafini. Now it would be Mika Wagner from Austin, Texas. Now these are our fastest runners that weren't able to complete stage 2, which will still be means there's still a high amount of pace.
Oh yeah, there's great pace to these races right here.
Could have just been the slightest maybe mistake that caused them not to finish. We now will begin. Wagner. Works up nearly. Recovers well, does Wagner. Now still climbing up. 30 seconds has elapsed. Looks to make that transition and is able to find it. Immediately to the next. Now immediately to the staple. Not just that leg on for safety. Grabs on. Top of it. Will go down. Moving it across. And a swing back and forth. Now is able to grab onto the bar. Wagner will chalk up. For trying to be the 3rd competitor to solve the swivel limit.
Yeah, it's been a tough ask for a lot of our competitors here.
Very hard course, very hard obstacle. Tries to get that final transition, just slips down, and that will end her run.
Great job right there.
Next up is Ember Strickland from Norcross, Georgia.
We've got a couple more before we get on to those world champ finalists in the final eight who know the stakes, Lucas. They know exactly what they need to do. They know that getting past the, I believe it's the cliffhanger and onto the wagon wheel right now puts you in first place.
Yeah, if you actually get past the cliffhanger, that would put you in first place.
Even if you get the touch point, you get put in first place. So
That's exactly that bar right there. And it's kind of just like these top 8. Don't want to say they're competing against themselves, but they're competing against themselves.
they really are, yeah.
Final check-in calls for wave 2 of
Now will
preteen females over at DC
Strickland starting her run. 15 just tumbles down.
ASAP. First run will go
Did
into
fall down into safety, so she can still keep going.
preteen females over on DC Small.
Lucky break for Strickland.
Yeah, that is a good break right there to be able to pick yourself back up and keep going.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this message is
Strickland
for
now
Ellie
quickly
Ellie O'Neill.
trying to regain after her small mistake.
Up in the front by the head-to-head course.
Usually the smallest mistakes end
O'Neill, please make your way
in your run ending, but Strickland catches a lucky break and now will hopefully make up for it.
Trying to use that break to her advantage here.
Just thus far makes that staple very quickly. Now we'll grab that top. Actually, we'll just go for the bottom, then the top. And smooth work of the rest of the chain links. Grabbing it ahead of time and just immediately linking onto the second. Trying to pull it off, and it does. Grabbing on will invert and wrap around her legs.
Attention, all coaches and athletes.
Now gets ready.
Male division over on stage 3 small. We are on our final few meters for the division. If anybody is in need of video reviews, please make
Grabbing onto that front part. Will she be the third one to solve the swerve limit? I said the swivel limit.
same message goes for the team female division over at stage 3 small.
Now moving it across, gotta get it up a little bit higher. It does. Ember solves the first.
Yep, solves the first one. Now trying to make her way through the second, which has been really tough here.
Now trying to get this 90-degree turn and is able to very nicely. Strickland, one
Needs
jump
that-
away.
Yeah, needs that final jump here.
Ooh,
Not able to get it.
should get that touch point, else the touch point has been moved.
Great work right there.
Now Zoel Casey from Orlando, Florida, down to our final 2. They're currently out of contention.
Before we move our way through to the final 8. Final 10 runners here, World Ninja League. 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Moving along very nicely right now. Shaping up to be done right at that 2:45 threshold.
Mm-hmm. Casey will start. Zoel. Able on latch. Seeing the smallest mistakes, like in our previous run against Strickland, or for Strickland, is ending the run. Strickland's case, lucky break. Now, this is definitely past the point of no return. Casey doesn't need to. Great transition. Now we'll start the staples. Grabs it ahead of time, fully sits down. Has 20 seconds to rest. We'll take some of the time before starting. Now, Casey. Let's see, skipping 2 entire links. And statics all the way to the trapeze bar. Dropping down, will now slide back. We'll continue, a minute 20 remaining. And we'll try to invert, wraps the legs around. Struggling to fully sit down, now does. We'll chalk up. Now we'll try to start fully on these swivel limits. Does now. All the way down, he's going to lift up a tad bit more. Gets to go back, true, and just drops down. That will end so well his run, but still tremendous strength. Didn't drop down immediately. Still tried to fight with that swivel limit.
Yeah, great run right there, and she tried to fight on the swivel limit to a great degree. Did a tremendous job right there. Their coach, Luke Dillon, who ran on this course earlier today, Lucas, did a tremendous job. Literally, probably like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, fresh in the mind. Now, Mila Goeting from Glen Ellen, Illinois. Our final competitor before we get to our final 8 in contention for the World Championships.
Yep, moving along here in the final wave. Trying to crown another world champion before the afternoon is over.
Mila. Great work. We'll now vault forward immediately to the staples. Trite. One more lift and is able to lapse around. We'll stand up and push off. Now we'll work on that third chain link, grabbing it. We'll get to the top and does. See if she just goes immediately for it. And maybe kind of struggling with her grip already, but finds it, repositions. And now we'll go back and forth and grabs it. Slides it back and now we'll go forward. A beautiful link towards it. One more time and now gets it. Fully will invert. Now we'll chalk up quickly. Five seconds before she has to start. And she will begin. Will Mila become the second to solve the swivel limit? Or sorry, the third to solve the swivel limit. Good underneath of it. Trying to go all the way across and does very nicely. Oh, just barely slips
Able to
off.
get through. Great work right there. So now we will see our final 8 athletes that will be vying to become world champion, Lucas.
I will pop our World Championship graphic so you know who is ahead. The run order is in reverse, so Riley Irwin will lead off first, and then Megan Moore will round it out as our final competitor. All 8 of these ladies are in contention for World Championships in the teen female division.
Yep, all have a chance right here.
See our current run order. Sorry, our current stage leaderboard. Only 2 have been able to solve the swivel limit. Mila's run was actually good enough for third, fastest through the first 4. So still a great run compared to the rest of the course. Now Riley Irwin, our first World Championship contestant. Age 14 out of Seminole, Florida. Get ready. Getting our final thing set, making sure everything is right.
Yep, trying to make sure everything's right here before we get started.
Attention coaches and athletes in the adult female division.
Trains out of the Jungle Gym.
Making your way over to the awards podium. Your award ceremony for head-to-head is beginning in a few moments. Adult female.
Don't know what our holdup is currently.
Award ceremony beginning in a
I don't know
few
what the holdup
moments.
is for.
Yep. It looks like whatever that was got resolved. I'm not entirely sure.
As we're about ready to get the last half of this finish. As
There you go.
it works now, you just have to flick the mic.
Really? Did that
yes,
work?
Yes, that is actually, I've been told that to do that by the live stream people.
Wow.
It's only for stage 3. The other stages, you don't have that problem. Only stage 3.
Okay. Interesting. Well,
Yes.
Riley Irwin will begin her World Championship bid. Our first one. Irwin, now, speed is very important. Speed hasn't really been a factor from our earlier factors. Now, obviously, speed, there's still some sort of component to it, but speed is very important when it comes to winning a World Championship. Remember, it's the fastest, the furthest.
Yep, that is the key right here.
It's taking a while to get through this vertebrae. Now, completion is true, but more time, 45 seconds now, is able to go for it. Much longer than the new median time that's been set by our competitors. Now, Irwin's got to fly. She's behind the pace by a lot.
Yeah, she's got to fly right here.
Yeah, gets down. Already in 31st place. It's taken a full minute compared to even the rest of the pack she's behind.
She's taking her time, though, making sure she gets everything set. Now, again, it doesn't really matter time if you complete the course.
That is true.
For now.
Indeed. Now, Irwin slowly working through these chain links. A minute 25. The issue with this is that if she doesn't get far, all that time we waste up will just immediately knock you out of World Championship contention. So it's a very risky play. A lot of risk and reward as Irwin now on these mic drops. Does so nicely, dropping down. Gets down. Will maybe chalk up, tries to fully, just spins around. Finds that to be the path of least resistance. Get ready for this. Full 2 minutes. Has to go now and does. So, will Irwin be the third person to solve the swivel limit? Doing a great job thus far. Gets that one part. Now have to lift it, fully go around, and does. So the first one in place for the second transition. Is able to do so very nicely. Now has to get this 90-degree transition. Trying to pick it up, and does. Great work here from Irwin. Shaking out those hands. Take some chalk now while he's hanging on to the swivel limit. I'll have to make this jump to this ring to get. I think the new touch point is the start. Actually, use that board in between and just slides off. That will end her World Championship bid in 20th place.
Great run right there from her. Right now, out of all the world champions, first one off. That is the starting point, Lucas, for all of them that follow.
So now, if you get better than 20th place, you are the tentative world champion.
Yeah,
so
moving through, yeah.
technically, Riley Irwin, the tentative world champion.
Yeah.
Now, Isla Bertrand from Winsett, North Carolina, trains at Team Level Up. Home field advantage right here in Greensboro.
She's got a bunch of her supporters out here right in front of us.
Clearly the fan favorite. Isla, the second person to have a chance at the World Championship to attack Stage 3. Now Isla taking the same amount of time. Really, our competitors early on have been struggling immensely with this vertebrae. Bertrand will now try to pick up the pace and is doing so very nicely. It could be that thought of being world champion, taking that extra maybe half step that you wouldn't otherwise. Pressure makes people do some crazy things. Isla will now transition to the staple. Does so beautifully. Well off our pace of our current leaders, but in the case of Riley Irwin, she's ahead. What can Isla do? Working through these staples. Grabs on. Now transition fully to the mic drop. Great link. Picking up the paces. Bertrand. Grabs that final thing. Will now fully get that leg around. Sits down. Will take her 20 seconds that's been allotted. It's a little bit more chalk. Now will she be the third person to solve the swivel limit? Now going across. Great grip strength. Gets that position. Now she has to pick it up. Fully move it around. Needs a little bit more height and finds it. First transitions there. This is the same point where Irwin got to. Actually, Irwin got past this point, was able to make this transition as well. Isla going for it, lifting, gets it. Now will fully make the move across. Now, does she use that extra bit of platform given, or will she go for the immediate jump? Let's use the platform. Right here on this platform, it's only grip strength, though. That's the thing. Finds the ring. Third person to solve the swivel limit, now in third place. A brand new world champion tentatively is Isla Bertrand.
Yeah, great job right here.
Now works on this Iron Summit. Now going gracefully through. Shaking out each hand as before she makes that transition, finds that bowl. So still, no one has failed on the Iron Summit. It's been 3 for 3, but you know it's been 0 for 2. It's been this obstacle right here, the cliffhanger. Can take first place if she solves the cliffhanger. Further than most. She can be further than all if she finds it. Now swing back and forth, finds this first jump. Now, does she have the wingspan to fully get her? Does she have to make the jump? Makes the jump and drops down, unable to solve it. Doesn't have the wingspan to static through, but takes third place. Or actually, no, takes second place, a time of 2 minutes 53 seconds.
But first overall for the path to grand champion.
We'll keep popping this. Now you can see Isla Bertrand in first place, getting to the Iron Summit. Now Ellie Neyerland from Arvada, Colorado. Far, far away from Greensboro, North Carolina. So Isla, tentatively our world champion. Ellie can say something about it.
Yep, got 6 more girls to go here.
A fourth of the way through. Ellie working through this vertebrae at a very quick pace, faster than the 2 before. Now through. Gets down. Time at 36.42. Ellie transitions nicely into the staple. Immediately sits down all in one motion. Tell Ellie's here to play. So now we'll go into this chain link. One to the other. We'll use that rock hold. Not even using the top kind of handlebars that's been afforded to you on the first and back 3. Immediately into this trapeze bar. Minute 5 has elapsed. Already on the mic drop.
Yeah, great pace so far from her.
Great play here. Minute 20. Minute 25 will chalk up real quick. In 10th position based on time.
That puff of smoke from the dust right in the face of the camera.
Unfortunate for our cameraman. Now, can she solve the swivel limit? Has to. This is now a must. If you want to be world champion, you must get past this point. Isla Bertrand has set that as the goal. Ellie now getting through the first. It slips down.
Not able to get through.
Mayor Nairlin will end her world championship bid right there. She's unable to solve one of our toughest obstacles. Now Sarah Dupree. Oh, sorry, that'd be Dubois. No, Dupois.
Sarah Dupuy.
Dupuy.
Think Pascal Dupuy.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian.
I kept on thinking about Pierre-Louis Dubois.
Yeah, it's Dupuy.
Yeah.
Dubois is B-O-I-S.
I know,
Dupuy.
but it's the same like ending, and then
It's okay.
I miss Dubois. Now Sarah Dupuy from Quebec, Canada. Our only international in contention for the World Championships. So with a great run here from Dupuy, she can take that World Championship trophy across the border. Quickly moving up 25 seconds. 30 seconds. Let's see now, the mean time with our World Championship athletes has been around 35 seconds. 40 seconds will most likely be the time when she makes this full transition. Sarah's there. Now on the staple, which hasn't been a pushover. Able to grab on safely, gets that touch point, now fully sits down.
Moving through nicely right now.
But in the eyes of the World Championships, these have to be sure things. You fail here, you are done, and you are already in the back half of the World Championship order. Now, already on this trapeze bar, we'll make this full transition. We'll try to pop it out, slide down. More leap across. Pulls it back. Now one away. Gets through. Goes back. Entering for the the swivel limit. Remember, this is now has to be a sure thing. This has to get done if you want to have a bid to be world champion.
Yeah, this is a big obstacle. You have to get through it. You have to move on and keep pushing because the cliffhanger's where you got to get to.
First transition.
Once one person raises the bar, you got to elevate your game.
Able to secure it. 2 minutes and 5 seconds now. Another thing to factor in is also quickness. Has to get through this obstacle and the next. And now 40 seconds. Grabbing on.
That's the difficult part, too.
Time not a factor. And now this obstacle is not a factor. Sorry, this obstacle is a big factor. I should say not a factor, it's a big factor. And now picks it up. Really struggling now, trying to push. Needs to push a little bit higher. Needs one more time and will drop down. Sarah tried her hardest, but the run will end. And her World Championship case will end as well.
Great run right there from Sarah. Down to our last 4.
Now Lily Wissig. Just outside the top 3 in stage number 2. Remember, it only gets better from here. We didn't start off with the hottest hitters. We now kind of heating up, getting quicker.
Yeah, we're continuing to
We'll pop our World Championship leaderboard once more. Now from Eldersburg, Maryland. Working up this vertebrae very quickly. Beautiful job here. Now, will the World Championship reside in the DMV? Immediately checked out, grabs it. And from one to the next. Grabs it. Great job. One to the next, making tremendous pace. She actually has 2.5 seconds. Sorry, no, 3.5 seconds. Now 7.4 seconds on our leader. Not on Bertrand, on our leader.
Wow, she's moving right now. Flying through this course.
10.2 seconds now on our leader. She clearly wants to have a bid for world champion. Has the time to do so. A full 2 minutes to get through this two toughest obstacles, but has to get through them.
Yep, got to get through them right here. Got to get through this one right here. This
Yes.
one's tripped up our last couple of athletes.
Tripped of our last couple athletes and has only been solved by 3. Isla Bertrand, the only one to solve it in World Championship contention. Now Lily Wissig blasting through. Great job. Now in between, we'll now have to lift up. Ooh, banging on that bar in between. Now she realizes it has to go low, then high. Realizes that quickly, solves it that time. 1:52. Has to solve it now, has to get across. It just falls down. So unfortunate there for Lily Wissig.
Great run right there, though. She was able to just miss.
Great run, had the pace, just couldn't put it all together. Couldn't
Yeah.
get past that last hurdle.
Tremendous run. Now down to our final 3 contestants here from this teen female stage.
Our top 3 from stage 2.
Yep, top 3 finishers from stage 2. Ready
Wow.
to close this out.
We now have Molly McGovern, who started in heat 1 of stage 1 and set a time that was only beaten at the last heat. Was by far the fastest through the early, about 80% of stage 1. And since then has resided in the back half of these stages for a reason. Now, will McGovern from Orlando, Florida, be the one to dethrone Isla Bertrand, who's currently sitting in 2nd overall, 1st in the World Championships, down to our final 3. Isla waiting nervously in the athlete coaches area, staring at that screen, staring at Molly's run, the tension building. Will be nothing more to her than to be world champion, but Molly also has that same goal and wants to have that same dream and wants to be able to realize it. She can do it. Tremendous pace here, only about 3.5 seconds off of Shepard, so now is able to find 2.5. Blast through that chain link. Quickly through the mic drops. Only might get there in about a minute, and does. Transitions through. We'll now have 0.6 of a second on Shepard. We'll chalk up, as she knows this is by far the toughest obstacle. We haven't seen anyone fail on the Iron Summit. It's been this obstacle where all of the issues have transpired for all of our athletes. We've seen them get further and further since Bertrand's run. Will McGovern be the one to finally get past? With transitions like that, you can tell tremendous strength.
And tremendous strength on the part of her right now. Making it through this course.
In between, trying to lift it, is able to. 1:50 potentially, but she's still got to get through. Shaking out those hands, no. Stamina wavering. 1:51. This has been the toughest. It slips off.
Tough run right there. So close.
Nearly had it. Heartbreaking, just slipping off. Now, one thing to note on that final panel, there really isn't kind of a rock hold to clip on. It's kind of the same thing that our elite males had to hold on to.
Yeah.
No extra padding. It's that only slight little bit. It's what's by far the hardest panel.
Yeah, it's by far one of the hardest panels.
Now, Riley Bishop from East Moncrief, New York.
2 more waves here.
2 more.
Or 2 more, that's what I meant. 2 more athletes.
2 more waves.
I keep messing up
How
the
many World
terms.
Championship contenders do we have?
Riley Bishop. And then who's our last athlete?
Megan Moore.
Megan Moore. Riley Bishop and Megan Moore. Can't read over there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's kind of small text. Now Riley Bishop, her bid to be world champion. You can tell the tension building more and more over in our athlete coaches area. You can tell nearly getting hard to watch for Isla. Knowing that her bid to be world champion is getting closer and closer, but still, 2 more people can say otherwise. 2 more people will still have a chance to be world champion. Riley Bishop's the first. Has found 2/10 on our leader, Reagan Shepard, at this juncture. Now, Transitioning on these chain links very quickly. 40 seconds. You've seen people take this long on only the first obstacle.
Yeah, this has been a quick run right here for her.
Bishop already just quickly through the mic drops. Last round, 1.4 seconds to the leader, but can make it all up here and now is ahead by 1.8.
Yeah, she's ahead right now. Has some time to make up and start moving.
Something to note, it did take her a while to get fully sat down. Took her half of her break time, so she loses half of her break time just getting into that sitting position.
She's now under to 3 seconds to get off. She's got to get off.
It does. So we'll start in a minute 20. Will Riley Bishop be our second athlete and world championship contestant to solve the swivel limit?
Words are hard.
Contention. So that's what I was looking for. I've talked a lot. Minute 35. Bishop making tremendous work. Now to this final 90-degree transition. Able to get it. Lifts it high enough. Now, this in-between board has been the tripping point for all of our athletes in recent memory. There is no extra grip. It is basically what the elite males had to go through. Slips off just barely, fingertips away, but they will give her the touch point, so she'll slot into fourth. Second place in.
So she's on second pole position for world champion right now.
Yes. Got a fingertip to that ring, which is the touch point.
So right now we have.
So we'll pop the world championship graphic once more. Right, Isla Bertrand still in pole position. Bishop has locked in second place. Molly McGovern in third. One more runner. It's Megan Moore, the only runner who hasn't had a chance yet.
Megan Moore with a huge opportunity. She knows exactly, Lucas, where she needs to get to. If she gets to the wagon wheel obstacle, she secures the victory here as the world champion.
She is.
Lot at stake here in this last run.
The Season 7 Kids Female Strongest Ninja, the Season 8 Mature Kids World Champion, a 3-time Premier Series champion.
She's experienced. She knows what it takes to get through in these moments.
Has a Guinness Book of World Record for having the fastest time across flywheels. She knows what it takes to be a world champion. Can she become a world champion at the teen level?
And she knows she can take her time here also, by the way.
Take her time, but here's the thing with that. The time to beat on Isla Bertrand is 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Time could become a factor.
It could be a factor. However, I think, you got to focus on getting through to the last obstacle. That's what you got to focus on here.
Of course, we haven't even seen anyone attempt the water wheel. We've only seen people attempt the cliffhanger. Now, Megan Moore from New York, out of the New England region. Would love to take another championship to the state of New York. Now, beautiful work here through the chain link. Our final runner. There's no more after this. Isla Bertrand waiting in the wings. Potentially be a world champion. But only Moore stands in between. And Moore already making a tremendous bid. Nearly a minute has elapsed and she's already in her rest point. And quickly sitting down, but we've seen kind of struggles to get fully seated. Now we'll chalk up. A minute 10. It'll probably take her full 20 seconds. As I mentioned, time could be a factor. We don't know how long it will take her to do the swivel limit. Time clicking down will drop in. Be a real shame that that's the way this thing ended.
She's able to get through. Thank goodness right there, able to move her way across.
A minute 30 has elapsed. A minute 20 is between Bertrand and a world championship. Moore knows that time limit. Makes that beautiful first transition. A minute 40 now. Nearly a minute will now separate Isla Bertrand and a world championship. Moore can still say something about it, and she is quickly flying through 190-degree turn, stumbling, barely getting there.
Oh, no.
Gotta fight, gotta dig. She does. Beautiful resiliency there from Moore. Takes some time now. Now 2 minutes, 53 seconds between Isla Bertrand and a world championship. She can nearly taste it. Moore knows what's up against her. Goes for the immediate link. We haven't seen that yet. Now immediately we'll start on this Iron Summit. Time is now in her favor. Almost there. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more.
She's got to get to the cliffhanger, and she's got to get through it.
Touches the bar. New world champion. It's now Megan Moore. With a time of 2 minutes, 25 seconds, we have crowned a brand new world champion.
She knew exactly where she needed to get to, and it was right there to the end.
But there's still a course left to go. And even though she's got the World Championship locks up, she wants to clear this course. She wants to smack that buzzer. And now Moore just now putting a little bit extra on it. Will she be the first one to solve the cliffhanger? Really put an exclamation point on it. Oh, she's there. Exclamation point on it. The first one to solve the cliffhanger.
First one to get to the wagon wheel to open the garage door. Now just has to open that wheel. She's moving through. She's already gotten that world champion status. Now trying to put an exclamation point on it.
Just showing that she's a step above. And now, for the first time in, I think, hours, the garage door starts to open. Starts to whittle its way open. Now, if it's anything like the demo run, we still don't know if it actually does drop. It won't drop, so she'll have as much time as she needs to begin.
Just got to keep moving that door up, moving it and moving it up. She's got it right now. That door is in a good spot right now. She's got plenty of room.
Now she knows it's locked. Can't go any further. Referee, coach telling her it's locked. Now transitions. 4 minutes has elapsed. She's been on this course for 4 minutes. No more rest points. She has to go now. Grabs onto the bar. Remember, it won't drop down. Nothing holding it down. We'll try. Gets the first time.
The first one.
One more. Gets it.
That's the second one.
Now the sky hook.
Now needs the last one. She's got it right there. Goes all the way towards the end, but she is the new world champion.
A brand new world champion is crowned. It's Megan Moore. She was the last competitor for a reason and shows why. It's Megan
Tremendous
Moore.
work from her. Tremendous championship, and she is the winner.
As you can see, our top three, Eiler Bertrand will take second place, Riley Bishop in third. And you can see the rest of our top 10 on display. So, Megan Moore, our world champion here in the teens female division, nearly just by barely a foot, could have been our only full clear. But that will wrap up our festivities for Lucas Harrison and Justina Ricchini on here in the broadcast booth. I want to say congratulations to Megan Moore, our brand new world championship, and we will see you next time.